Everyone at Ridgewood High thought Emily was invisible. She was the kind of girl who slipped into the back of class without a word, wore plain clothes that smelled faintly of hay, and kept her head down when laughter echoed across the halls. Emily lived on a small family farm just outside of town, and her life revolved around feeding chickens, milking cows, and helping her father repair fences. She didn't fit in with the kids who wore expensive sneakers or bragged about weekend parties. And that's exactly why she became an easy target. One Monday morning, Emily walked into the cafeteria carrying her simple homemade lunch. A group of students noticed the mud still clinging to her boots, and laughter erupted across the room. "Hey farm girl, where's your tractor?" one of the boys shouted. Another pretended to moo like a cow, and the table roared with laughter. Emily froze, clutching her lunch tighter. She wanted to disappear, but the laughter only grew louder. The humiliation burned in her chest, but she bit her lip and kept walking. What no one knew was that beneath Emily's quiet exterior, there was a strength forged through years of hardship. Since her mother passed away, Emily had carried responsibilities most teenagers couldn't imagine. The farm was struggling financially, and her father's health wasn't the best. Every morning before sunrise, Emily trained in martial arts, a promise she had made to her mother, who had once been a local kickboxing champion. Her mother's dream had been for Emily to learn discipline, confidence, and self-respect, no matter how difficult life became. Still, Emily never wanted to fight outside the gym. She believed her fists were meant for defense, not attention. That's why she never told anyone about the medals hidden in a box under her bed, medals from competitions where she stood on the podium, victorious against fighters twice her size. To the world, she was just the quiet farm girl. But the bullying grew worse. One afternoon in gym class, a few students thought it would be funny to steal Emily's backpack and toss it across the basketball court. Every time she reached for it, someone else grabbed it and threw it again. The sound of laughter echoed through the gym. Emily's face turned red, but she kept her composure, reminding herself of her mother's words, "Control your strength, pick your moment, show them who you are with dignity." Finally, the backpack landed in the hands of Jake, the loudest bully of them all. He smirked, held it high above his head, and sneered, "What's in here, huh? Chicken feed?" His friends laughed even harder. That's when something inside Emily shifted. She walked calmly toward him, her voice steady but firm, "Give it back." Jake only smirked wider. "Or what?" In an instant, Emily moved. She twisted his wrist, sending the backpack tumbling to the floor, and then stepped back into a perfect defensive stance. The gym went silent. No one had ever seen her like this. Jake stumbled, clutching his wrist, his arrogant smirk replaced by shock. The teacher rushed in, breaking the tension, but everyone in that room had seen the truth. Emily wasn't weak. Word spread like wildfire. Some laughed it off, calling it luck, but others were curious. Who was this farm girl really? The answer came during the annual Ridgewood Charity Sports Day. The school hosted a martial arts exhibition match, inviting volunteers from the student body to spar with local fighters. To everyone's astonishment, Emily's name appeared on the roster. At first, the bullies mocked her, but when she walked into the ring wearing her worn kickboxing gear, something in her eyes silenced them. The match began. Her opponent was skilled, tall, and confident, but Emily moved with lightning precision. Every kick, every block, every strike was the product of years of discipline. The crowd gasped as the quiet farm girl transformed before their eyes into a fierce champion. By the end of the round, Emily's hand was raised in victory, her chest rising and falling as the cheers filled the gymnasium. The bullies who once mocked her stood frozen, faces pale. They weren't laughing anymore. For the first time, they saw Emily not as the quiet girl from the farm, but as someone extraordinary. Some of them even approached her later, stammering apologies they never thought they'd give. Emily accepted them gracefully, though she never forgot the pain their cruelty had caused. But more importantly, Emily's story spread beyond the school. Teachers praised her resilience, younger students found courage in her example, and her father, watching from the crowd with tears in his eyes, whispered, "Your mother would be so proud." The challenges hadn't disappeared. The farm was still struggling, and bullies didn't change overnight, but Emily no longer walked with her head down. She walked with the quiet strength of someone who knew her worth. And the message she left behind was clear: Never underestimate the quiet ones. Their silence often hides the loudest strength.